Hi everybody, it's Lori Wetzel here with the next installment of Tech Tip Tuesdays. And this week isn't so much a tech tip, but a request for help and a request for you to test some things out for me and help have the students also try this out. Since all the students now have iPads, we certainly want to think about transitioning toward more ebooks with our students. And unfortunately, the industry, meaning the publishers, hasn't really caught up to where we're at yet. So we're really struggling with trying to find good resources for ebooks. So I'm going to share with you a resource that we have a trial for. We have a 30-day trial. We're a couple days into it at this point. And if anyone might be willing to try this with their students and share this information with their kids, I would really appreciate some feedback as to what you think of this resource. This resource is called Tumblebooks, and I have 3 different websites to share with you. And all of this information will be included in the email you receive from me as well. The very first one is called Tumblebook Library, and I have it bookmarked here. And Tumblebook Library is meant for elementary age. So with Tumblebook Library, it does work on the iPads, but not everything works on the iPad, so that's what I want to make sure that I share with you. So if I ramble a little bit here as I describe things, please forgive me. My experience with these has been literally one day, but I want to get the word out. The very first thing I'm going to do is type in the username and password. Fraser K12 is the username. I'm going to go ahead and tap on Submit, and it notices automatically that you're on a mobile device. You tap on OK. So the students with their own personal iPads can create a shortcut to this website right on their iPad. It is not an app that needs to be installed, and they can access this Tumblebook Library. Notice that this says right on top, Tumblebook Library for mobile devices. So if I do a search, and I can do a search by title, so if you're looking for a particular book, I can do a search by reading level, and included with the reading level search, I can actually go by grade or Lexile, which is kind of a nice feature, being that we use the SRI with our students. But this is kind of a work in progress. And the mobile app will allow you to access the iPad titles. And the best way to do that is to tap on where it says Index. And when I tap on Index, it shows me all of the iPad titles that are available. And as you can see, it's a pretty lengthy list. Rather than it being a format where the kids can tap from page to page, it's more of a movie format. I will, for instance, tap on Biscuit. And if I want the kids to watch this online, I just tap right on Watch Online and hitting play. So if you're in an elementary classroom and you want the students to be able to view this at a center, they can go into full screen mode and watch the book be read to them. I think you get the idea. Now, the mobile site is what works within Safari on the iPad. I will tell you that if you use Rover with the students, Tumblebooklibrary.com does work on Rover, and you don't have to use the iPad version. You can use the full-blown version, and that version will allow you to tap through in a more traditional way, like you were reading a real book. That's the first source, Tumblebooklibrary.com. And again, all of these resources will be in the email I send you. I'm going to get out of that and go back to now Tumblebook Cloud Junior. Tumblebook Cloud Junior is meant to be for older elementary. The username is Fraser K12 Junior, and this one has a collection of ebooks, read-alongs, videos, audiobooks, those kinds of things. Again, not all of them work on the iPad, but most of them do as I was testing it. Again, you can go to reading level and search by reading level. You can search by title. I'm just going to tap on Index to show you what's available. And what I'm finding is the audiobooks work pretty much without a problem. You click on Read Along, I tap on Play, and it's going to read the story right to the students. Ideally, they'll have the print version in front of them. A lot of these other ones, for instance, let's try Ben the Inventor. This is a full-blown ebook where they just read the book online. They can change their text options, their color options, add notes, add bookmarks, just like you would on a Kindle or a Nook. And there are videos included, as you can see in this menu along the left-hand side. What I did find is that the graphic novels, probably the part that's going to draw most of the attention, those don't seem to work on the iPad piece. Know that any of these are going to work from your teacher MacBook if you wanted to show an entire class at one time. Last but not least, I wanted to share with you one last resource, and that one is called Tumblebook Cloud, and Tumblebook Cloud is meant for middle and high school. The username is Fraser K12, and this is again the same kind of format, ebooks, videos, and audiobooks. So if I, for instance, go to middle school fiction and I tap on Read Online, it's going to give them the book that they can read online, just like a Kindle or a Nook. If I go back to the home screen, I don't see an index. Oh, there it is. I can tap on index and it's going to show you what's there. What I found is the one piece that doesn't work on the iPads is this enhanced novel, and that is probably the one format that requires Flash. I should mention for those of you that are teaching a foreign language, I did notice Spanish, French, other languages in here. So if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your students, and I, again, will forward you all the information, I'd be interested as to what you have to say about what these resources have to offer. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, this trial is a 30-day trial, so got about a month here, so I welcome any feedback you might have to offer. Thanks. Have a great day.